Gonzalo, how are you feeling going into this Six Nations? You had a successful one last year. You had some good victories.
How am I feeling before these Six Nations? It's a mix of feelings. Of course, first of all, so much excitement. It's already my third one, but that doesn't mean I'm getting used to it. It's for an Argentinian born that lived so many years in France, watching the Six Nations from the outside, the most traditional, historic rugby tournament, is always a lot of emotion. You know, with Italy, it's always a bigger challenge than for the others because maybe we have a little bit less of everything. We have less players, and we don't have our own training center from the federation. But we have enough to compete. So it's always a challenge and the feelings of, for me at least, to see how we can maximize everything we have. Put the players into the best version with the staff we have, looking for every detail that we can prepare, and make sure that we compete in every game, because that's our main goal. I don't want to see, like last year, a couple of scores where we lost really bad against France and second half against England too. We need to compete. Sometimes maybe we can win, but even if we don't win, we have to compete. We have to put the Italian rugby as high as we can. So it's a nice challenge. Maybe we have a little bit less pressure for results, but from the inside, we are really firing up to perform and to show that we can be at this level.
Can we just move on to very quickly your first game against Scotland? You know, after tickets in big demand, how are you feeling going into that first game?
Our first game against Scotland, yes. Last year also we start with Scotland. It's always it's passionate games, because 2 years ago it was really close and we could have a victory at Rome. Last year it was close, but they were better than us, especially the last 20 minutes, and they scored after a 19-19 situation. They won. Scotland arrives, I think, even if they played amazing rugby in November. I've been analyzing them a lot. It's true that they finished with a loss against New Zealand and Argentina. So I feel that created a bit of pressure on them. So I think that's a situation that can push them to be really, really focused. I think it's forbidden for them to lose against in Rome, so they're going to be super physical, super fired up. But it can also be a little bit of pressure too, so I hope it's a negative pressure. But well, it's a very important, as you said. We have 2 sold outs, 2 games at home sold out. We have all these Italian expectations. We know all the things we are lacking of, but we are trying not to focus on all the things we don't have compared with the others, but what we have. And I hope we can perform as good as we did in November, and that will be more than enough.
And just finally, obviously, this time last year we were in Rome for the launch event. The press attention around that. How much is the sport growing in Italy at the moment?
Listen, there's the national team is doing okay. I think for the last 2 years, there's a clear growth road, let's say like that, where we've been improving in several aspects of our culture, our identity, the team we want to be, the way we want to behave, the way we want to express ourselves in the pitch. I think in that basics we are growing. On the pitch we had up and downs, but it's a clear improvement of what we're trying to do. But there's a lot of things that our club rugby is not enough players. We have 2 franchises. The Zebre, that is most Italian players, but is struggling a bit. Improving a lot, much better these last 2 seasons than in the past. Benetton is a good franchise too, but maybe with not all Italian players, or not all can play for Italy. So we are struggling. We have today, as the president said on all the last interviews, there's some financial challenges, economic challenges, so we are a lot of things around our team. We had to cut less staff, less players, less money. So we are trying to adapt in those economic situations to keep on improving. But I think we have that nice responsibility. If the national team performs, rugby in Italy grows. So that's our main focus and our main purpose with the team.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
For you.
Good